Hello everyone, it's James from Living Gardens Homestead. I thought I'd bring to you today a little bit about this AI, artificial intelligence, that they've created. Some of the creators are even afraid of what this might become, and I don't know if you know anything about it or not. Me myself, I don't know too much about computers and stuff. I'm lucky to even get my videos on the channel put up. But you may think this don't have anything to do with homesteading, but I'm going to talk to you about a few things that I think might be going on. This AI, I was watching one video and it showed where they asked the AI about humans, and I guess the AI more or less considers humans as not needed, and they asked it how it would get rid of humans. And one of the things is it could kill us, whichever way it choose, I guess. But another one was the food supply and stuff, that it could control and shut off to the humans to starve us to death. Another was it could change the climate. And another one was it could change the weather. Well, how's that possible? How could a computer do these things to a human? Well, let me explain this to you that I do know. I do know that a lot of us people here on earth, a lot of human beings, believe in God, which is in heaven. And whether you be of one nomination or the other, me personally, I believe in Jesus. Some of them believe in Muhammad and all that. But the one thing we do agree on, that there's a God. Now, you've got people who are what we call atheists, that don't believe in God, don't believe in creation, don't believe in none of this. Well, if they don't believe in a God, and I'm stunned just a second there, because I'm thinking about something. One of the commandments that we shouldn't worship any other God besides the God in heaven. And you know, a lot of people don't understand. You can make your car your God, or you can make your house your God. You can make anything a God in your life. It's what you put first in your life and your faith in. You know, I believe what's going on, and if you'll think about it and go over what's been happening the past couple years, I think you might come to the same conclusion that I do. Now, please comment and give me a thumbs up to keep this video going out. But the elites, like the WEF, World Economic Forum, it is a bunch of elite people there making decisions, right? Okay, them's not elected officials. We didn't vote them in. Those are people that put themselves in that position. And we how do I put this? I think that AI has been here for a long time, and I think they have been putting questions in and seeing what that computer puts back to them to solve their answers to those questions. And I think these globalists are making AI their God. I believe they think this thing is so smart and everything, they're putting all their faith and abilities into it. And I believe AI is one telling them there's too much carbon going into the atmosphere. That's the reason why I have global climate change. I believe this is what's happening as I learn bits and pieces of this. I believe they're putting these questions in, and AI is telling them what to do, and they're doing what their God is telling them to do. And they're listening to this thing. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong at all. I believe this AI, artificial intelligence they're coming out with, I believe there's a lot of good that it could do, just like medical stuff. I believe it could think and put together drugs that we never even thought about doing that would help us. I believe it could do surgeries that no doctor could be able to do, and do them more correctly. Don't get me wrong, I'm not totally against this AI from what I've seen. It's like a doctor puts out a report on a heart condition, another doctor puts out a report on, you might go to one good doctor and he's good, and maybe you need to have surgery, and he can do surgery on you. But the AI is putting all these doctors' reports together, and it's reading all of it and deciding what is the best. Now that's a good thing. That's like having hundreds and hundreds of the best doctors in the world to decide what surgery to do. That's great. But just like nuclear was found that we could use it. It could be a good thing to make electricity. It could be a good thing to use it for taking x-rays. But what also happened with it? They made bombs out of it. Usually when you got something good that comes along, evil will take it over, and evil will use it for what it wants. And I believe AI is going to be one of those things. I believe it could be for good, but I believe the evil is going to be used in it too. And I believe these globalists and these elites are listening to this thing like a god and believing everything it says to do, and they're doing it to try. They think their God is giving them the best answers, and they're trying to follow them. Well, that thing only knows what's put into it. And a lot of people on this climate change and this, that, and the other put in what they say and ignore a lot of the other scientists' reports. There's a lot of things that come into about with this climate change. The core of the earth, the sun, the magnetism on the earth, the solar rays, all this stuff controls our weather. And we don't know exactly anything to put in a computer that is all about it, that it would know exactly what to look for. So it's just telling what we put in there. It's giving us an answer back. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is the food. It said on there that it could, kill out humanity by the food and the food chain and all this, that, and the other. Well, okay, you say, how could it do that? Well, it can get those people who are in power to believe that fertilizer is polluting the environment. Therefore, they do away with fertilizer, you get less food. What are they doing over in that one country? They passed a law, they're not allowed to farm over there. Ain't that doing away with our food? Isn't it awful funny? All these food places, just here in the United States, are burning down. Nobody knows why they're burning down, but some of us would suspect, somebody's been paid to go in there and, set it on fire and this, that, and the other. I got another thing that I'd like to look at, and I'd like you to look at. Could it be that computer is telling those other computers to do something that would catch them on fire, and they're doing it in our food plants and stuff? People, there's a lot to look at on this, and I believe this is coming down to the mark of the beast. I've also rattled my brain trying to figure out everything I've read in the Bible. And I studied the beast and the mark of the beast and things in Revelation. I can't recall whether the Antichrist would actually be a human man. Therefore, I got to thinking, could artificial intelligence become an Antichrist? Could it become an Antichrist? My honeybees swarming around my head. But I often wonder, you know, they go electronically with money, like we're being told they're wanting to do. Well, you know what? That AI will be controlling our bank accounts and stuff then. And how much money goes in, how much money goes out. It would keep an eye on whether we're spending it on something that it don't want us to, and maybe shut us down to where we can't spend that money on that stuff. Now, if artificial intelligence took over and you had robotics and everything else and this artificial intelligence running all this, all your jobs are going to go away and it's all going to be done by artificial intelligence and robots. They look at us, and even I think it's in the World Economic Forum webpage, that we're going to own nothing but be happy. Well, most of your younger people, if they didn't have to work, they'd be happy, wouldn't they? And they wouldn't care whether they owned that car as long as they had a car. They wouldn't care whether they owned that house as long as they had a house. Now I want you to think about something else. If artificial intelligence took over to that point to where it was doing all the work in the factories and all the producing the electricity and all the whatever it is that needs to be done, and the rest of us are sitting at home, think about what they were talking about they wanted to come out with. A universal income. In other words, you sit at home and draw a check. Well, that artificial intelligence would be making all the money, and they'd be putting it into a fund so that all of us could get a free check to sit here. And guess what? You would own nothing and you would be happy, because you get to sit at home, draw a check, and you don't have to own nothing, because now that check will pay your rent. Now that check will pay for your car. But there's a catch to it. If artificial intelligence decided you was spending the money the wrong way, it could shut down your bank account. People, it's something to think about. I don't know if I'm right, I don't know if I'm wrong, but I thought I'd put this video out for you all, because ordering seeds, what if it decides that it's wrong for you to order seeds? See where I'm coming from? I think it's going to try to control our food. Get you a garden in. Better watch some of our videos, watch some of the other videos on YouTube. If you've never put a garden in, put you a garden in. This is the year to do it. It's a good year to do it. Do it soon before the ground becomes concrete, and it's going to be hard to do. Do it while your ground's still soft from the winter. Well, you all put down in the comments what you think. I don't know a whole lot about computers and stuff, but this stuff seems to be pretty something to be worried about. But anyway, this is James. Give me a thumbs up. Let's run this video out and let people think about these things and try to put it together. But anyway, this is James from Living Gardens Homestead. Until next video, goodbye.